Seeing me on the 23rd of July or afterwards, you're going to want to listen to this because I have an important update for you all about astrology. The next 6 months until the 26th of December, Chiron, which is an asteroid that is also known as the Wounded Healer, is going retrograde in Aries. Depending on where this is happening in your own chart, this will represent some of the nature of your deepest wounds, whether that's physiological or psychological. The beauty of Chiron being in your chart, though, allows us to heal that part with a level of empathy towards ourselves that perhaps we wouldn't have had if Chiron wasn't present at that moment. Now, Chiron's been moving through the aggressive and passionate Aries since 2018, and it's going to remain there until 2026 when it begins to enter Taurus. However, it's just begun to move retrograde, which means that it looks like it's going backwards in the sky. Obviously, this is something to do with human perspective, as opposed to the fact that the planets are going backwards, because they don't really do that. Now, because Chiron has been moving through Aries, it's been encouraging us to heal our identities, regain our own voice, stand for our truth, and fight for who you actually are, because Aries is an authentic sign. The other side of Aries is quite egoic, however, so it's also showing us how to heal that egoic part of ourselves and look at where we've been bruised possibly in our egos without actually kind of getting too obsessed with the losses there. Now, because Chiron has just gone retrograde in Aries, this will allow us to look at some of those failures that we've had with a little bit of a renewed love and light. It will maybe pick at some old wounds because maybe those wounds aren't actually healing as properly as you thought they were. So you may need to go back and kind of look at some of the pain that you have healed or thought you healed over the last few years and really get to the root of why that's a problem. With this retrograde happening for the next 6 months, this is going to give us a really good opportunity to look at ourselves fully and heal some of the things that we haven't healed yet. This may feel a bit scary, but actually this is going to be one of the most transformative and healing times for a lot of us. And remember that the glyph for Chiron looks a little bit like a key, and this could be the key to a lot of the healing that you maybe haven't found so far. Now, how is this going to affect you depending on your star sign? Well, let's run through it. Aries, this is going to be running through your first house of self. So this is really looking at things that you are to do with your true identity, making sure that your real self and your authentic self is coming through. And not only that, but also learning to forgive yourself for any mistakes that you may have made. Taurus, this is going to be running through your 12th house of spirituality and subliminal energies. And this means that you're going to be looking into that deep-rooted sadness that may be within you. Those things that actually you're not properly conscious of. So this is going to be a really deep time for you to heal, Taurus. Gemini, this is going to be an opportunity for you to let go of ego that has been holding you back so that you can connect truthfully and honestly with others out there and actually begin to lead the way when it comes to some level of authenticity within your life. Cancer, this is going to be running through your 10th house, which is career and media image, and you're going to be learning how to accept the successes that you've earned and also take accountability for projects that you haven't been prioritizing. You are your own harshest critic, Cancer, so don't forget that. Keep in mind that not everybody has as high standards as you do, so this will be an opportunity for you to heal from some of that imposter syndrome that we all know that you suffer from. Leo, this is going to be a very expansive time for you. This retrograde is going to help you to find those answers within yourself that have held you back from healing, that has stopped you embarking on some of those big adventures and dreams that you wanted to go after, but you haven't gone after so far. This is going to happen in your 9th house, which is going to offer you wisdom, expansion, and journeys. Virgo, this is going to be happening in your 8th house, which is a house of merging energies and shared resources, which is going to help you to work through some of your hesitancy to put trust into something. So this could be an extremely transformative time for you, and it's also going to be a process of letting go of some of the shame that may surround some of your deepest and darkest secrets. Remember that shame is something that really inhibits healing, so don't feel shame, particularly if it's something that has happened to you that wasn't your fault. Just let it go. It wasn't your fault. Let's look at getting some deep transformation, because when you invest into this, you're really going to get payoffs for this, Virgo, okay? Libra, this is going to be happening in your 7th house of partnerships, and you're going to be reflecting on rejections, disappointments, betrayals that may be harming your future outlook on working together with others. This retrograde is going to help you to heal some of those codependent tendencies, as well as nurture wounds that may be creating avoidant behaviors within you. Let go of inhibiting patterns and make sure that you are really becoming an ally for yourself. Trust in yourself first. Recognize that you're safe with yourself, and then you will feel safe with others, Libra. Scorpio, you gorgeous bastards. This is going to be happening through your 6th house, which is your house of work and health. And it's going to help you to let go of some of the shame of sitting at the root of your procrastination. It's okay to procrastinate, okay? Stop feeling shamed about it. Take good care of yourselves. Make sure that it's, make sure that you keep keeping care of your health. Make sure that if you are struggling, that you look after yourself from a self-care perspective, okay? You may find that during this time that you're feeling quite depleted, and you may have an issue with executive functioning, which will kind of cause that procrastination and issues of priority. So make sure that you're prioritizing yourself and your health. And I see 555 on the timer because it's time for change, baby. Sagittarius, this is going to be happening in your 5th house of romance and self-expression, and it's paving a way for you to turn your painful experiences into a brilliant heart. This is time for you to color outside of the lines, okay? Make sure that you're falling in love without a fear of failure, and take time to enjoy pleasure, creativity in your life, particularly if you have been heartbroken recently. If your heart's still on the mend, Sagittarius, then Chiron retrograde is going to come in here to help you process and integrate some of the lessons that you've learned through love over the last year. Capricorn, this is happening in your 4th house, and this is the house of home and family, and you're going to be looking towards inner healing. You may be looking back on some of the pain that you have been holding on to for a long time, particularly some of your early childhood experiences, as well as experiences with family members. Now, these experiences can instill beliefs in yourself that are not necessarily yours, Capricorn. So now's a really ideal time to recognize which thoughts and beliefs are yours that you wish to identify with, and let go of any of those that were your parents, your families, teachers, whomever accidentally hurt you. Just let it go. It doesn't belong to you. Let other people carry their baggage. Aquarius, gang, gang, gang. This one's for you. It's happening in your 3rd house of communication, close friends, and day-to-day activities, inspiring you to speak your truth and actually step into vulnerability, which I know is difficult for you, Aquarius, because I am one. But it's time for you to step into authentic communication. Make sure that you're not being superficial. Make sure that you are saying exactly what you mean. Say what you mean what you say, and don't gloss over truth that can really lead to your happiness. Make sure that you're being vulnerable, and do not shame yourself if you do not respond to an unimportant text message immediately, because it's time for you to prioritize. Last but not least, Pisces, my darling. This is going to be happening for you, your 2nd house of money and self-worth. And this is a time for you to go inward and start healing some of that imposter syndrome. It is okay for you to have good things, Pisces, and actually you really fucking deserve them. So make sure that you are, you don't need expensive products in your life, but make sure you're rediscovering some of those values and possessions that give you actual self-esteem. And these things will really bolster your feelings and your love, okay? It's going to be an opportunity for you, Pisces, to learn the difference between what you've been told what you want, what you've been told that you need, and being told what you should have in comparison to what you actually want, what you actually need, and what you actually should have. And this is a time for you to step into authenticity with yourself, actually going after the things you really want in your life, rather than doing what society and what culture tells you. If you enjoyed this post, guys, please follow for more, because I'll give regular updates about astrology and tarot and other things that are coming from the collective unconscious for all of us. If you're interested in working in magic, I have a course called Coven, which I'm running at the moment. You can join anytime. We're learning magic. We're learning all about astrology. We're learning all about tarot. This is one of the biggest courses I've ever put on. I'm very exciting. It's about 20 years worth of work. So if you want to find out all of the quick routes to getting the world that you want, and to stepping into a life that you're making with the universe and being like a walking goddess or god, this is definitely the course for you. So if you're interested, send me a DM and I can send you some details about that. I also do private readings, but all of the links are up in my bio, snipfeed.co/Empress Taroista. Please do not get scammed, because there are people impersonating me. I love you very much. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.